In this video, we will be reviewing the Top Trader MT5 by Mr. Alexei Bodak. Stick around to the end to see if this is a real MT5 EA or just another scam robot. This video is sponsored by Prosperity Algo and our free Golden Time Bomb Expert Advisor. Do you want to make 100+% annual returns through automating the London breakout and the opening range breakout? Then click the link in the description. So this bot trades gold, and we can read the description here to get an idea of how it works. And the gentleman here is giving us a few different insights, saying that it trades a blend of trend following and counter trend following, and it uses dynamic market analysis tools like moving averages, volatility bands, and pivot levels to optimize entries and exits. So pretty much what he's saying here is that some of the trades will be trend following, some will be counter trend, and you're primarily using moving averages, likely Bollinger Bands and pivot points to decide when to enter and or exit a trade. And that all seems to like it could very well be a basic but still viable strategy. And if we look at the risk management side of things here, he says that he's using stop loss and take profit levels as well as dynamic lot sizing, all of which is typically included in most expert advisors, and that there's news filters and time-based trading filters to essentially add another layer of kind of security on the exact bot. And he says that he's been rigorously testing over extensive historical data. Okay, all of that seems to make sense so far, and it trades gold on the M30 time frame. He's also saying that it uses a few different types of trading systems, including scalping, swing trading, and more intraday styles. And I have found that typically when you make some sort of portfolio of strategies, it can be helpful to have some which are more like super short-term trades, some which are a bit more long-term, because it adds another element of diversification. So that all seems quite logical as well too. And here as well, if we kind of just hop through, we can see that, okay, this is looking a little bit too good to be true here. It's turning probably around $10,000 into 30 million, $13 million. So still, it seems a little bit too rosy, unfortunately, but yeah. But apparently he's saying that it's 100% original product authentic. So it's kind of funny, but you just slap on some random logos which say, yes, great product. But I'm not so sure how much weight any of those would hold. And here we can see that it is indeed taking some trend following and some counter trend bots. And he's giving a few like kind of sales points here that it uses an intelligent strategy. It's using transparency and supposedly good risk management, which is all seems fairly interesting. So the main thing that I'm gleaming from this sales page to date is that it is trading gold on the M30. It's using Bollinger Bands, some sort of volatility bands, as well as likely moving averages. Okay, so now let's go and look at the live signals here. And he's posted two, both the very high risk signal as well as the larger, the broader signal. And from what I can see as well is that the longer signal is on WellTrade. And as we know, WellTrade is kind of the most sketchy broker around, and typically people do tend to use them to publish manipulated signals. So here we can see on his WellTrade signal, he has not taken a single losing trade to date, and he has a 100% win rate. That's a bit fishy. On the IC Trading, so which is a very good broker, signal, here he's taken just a handful of trades in the past few weeks, and as we've been in a very bullish period in gold, the fact that he could have essentially just gone long the entire time, with the exception of one small short here, would likely have made it fairly easy to win. He could have simply been starting a bunch of little signals, using an enormous stop loss to generate a quick, almost falsified track record. So the live signals are not looking great so far. So that's something I'd be a little bit hesitant about. The fact that he's showing a 100% win rate in both isn't super helpful to us, because we want to see it taking winners and losers just to be able to gauge the magnitude of the winners versus the magnitude of the losers. And that's typically what I like to look for in a signal. But some people always publish 100% win rates just because certain buyers like to see that as well. So we can't express anything conclusively from this to date, but the live signals are looking a bit suspicious. But as the next step here, we can pop into the MT5 terminal, where I've taken the liberty of running a quick back test. And as you can see here, I started with $10,000 on gold on the M30, and within roughly 1 year, it turned $10,000 into $347,000. And here we can see as well that it only took one loss throughout the entire period, having this beautiful MT5 either over-optimized and or history reader style of trading. And as we look here too, it's not using any sort of grid or any sort of recovery mechanism which would make it have a perfectly smooth but honest equity curve. It is simply just taking perfect trades every single time. So that's really not a great sign. And here we can see that it only took 120 trades. That actually is a reasonably large amount of trades. So I would be inclined to think it's probably more of a history reader than it is a like a cherry picking of trades. But here we can see that yes, it does have an inverted risk reward, like a pretty significant one at that. However, the fact that the win rate is just so high at 99.17 shows such an enormous edge of randomness that it just doesn't appear to be realistic. It is also, to his point, some of the trades are trend following, some are counter trend, but I have yet to discern if there's a real logical trading system here. Oh, I guess here's his one loss, but the majority are just perfect trades. So now let's run a quick visual backtest to see if we can glean a little bit more information. And do we see any indicators here? There is some sort of like back candle approach here where it's looking back. Maybe this is a zigzag indicator, but oh yeah, there's a zigzag here. So there appears to be an H4 zigzag, which is interesting. And it's awfully slow. Let me see if I can minimize it if it decides to take any trades. So from what I can see here so far, likely there's some sort of a zigzag indicator which is being used as part of the strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's some Bollinger Bands moving averages like he had suggested as well, just because those tend to be fairly easy things to code. However, just based on the fact that there's no discernible strategy from the signal page, as well as like the obviously manipulated backtest of turning 10,000 into over $340,000, that is just simply impossible, and that the edge over randomness is too great for this to be an honest system. If you couple that with the well trade signal that has a 100% win rate, and the fact that like there's just a lot of red flags happening here, I would be a little bit hesitant about this bot. I would stay away. If you don't see any losers and you don't see how like where this strategy fits into kind of the universe of strategies which are known to work, and it's just not a great sign. Particularly like Bollinger Bands and moving averages, you can only do so much, especially on like a lower time frame, even like a mid time frame like the M30. It's quite hard to generate exceptional returns with those types of strategies, and particularly like the perfectly smooth equity curve which we were seeing is just simply impossible. Therefore, this bot, in my opinion, is a scam. I would stay away. And yeah, be careful, but please let me know if you have differing opinions in the comments. Always love to hear from you guys. Take care. Have a great day.